Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you want to be a lurker, go ahead and lurk. That's totally okay as well. Nathan Explosion is here. Welcome, Nathan. Ghost Valve is here. Hello, Ghost Valve. We got a great crew already. Wait and see if a few more friends want to join us tonight before we get into things. It's a Monday. Hope everyone's doing well. It is not Witch from Mercury Monday, unfortunately, but it is Manga Monday. Lord Crashington is here saying, hey, Pat. Hey, Lord Crashington. Happy to have you here. Lord Crashington wants me to hit that dance button, which I will right now. Thank you for hitting that dance button. Start the stream off with some dancing halfway through the month of May. So we'll be listening to that a few more times this holiday season, this month. I don't know. It's not a season. It's not a holiday at all. It was a holiday yesterday in the United States. It was Mother's Day. And I'll just let you know that, unfortunately, I tweeted about this. Is this the most frustrating kit you've worked on this year? Lord Crashington, yes. As far as I can tell, from my recollection, my own personal recollection, a kit has not frustrated me this much in quite some time. Now, Funsaki, the horse that is behind me, that the God Gundam is on, that was a third-party kit, and that was a frustrating kit. That was last year. Hey, Harold, welcome. That was a frustrating kit to put together. Because the instructions were bad and it didn't quite fit together that well. We built an Optimus Prime kit a few years ago that I did not enjoy. Did not like that kit at all. So that was another one that I was like, that's my least favorite kit I've ever put together. Hey, Just Another Spicy's here. Welcome, welcome. Harold says, and then there was the puzzle. Yes. So outside of model kits, there was the jigsaw puzzle that was terrible. That Animal Crossing jigsaw puzzle, I believe it is the only thing on here outside of maybe a video game that I have just stopped working on. We went back to Lego Builder's Journey, a game that was incredibly frustrating, and we went back to it and beat that game. So I did that. I think the puzzle might be the only thing I've ever given up on, with the exception of I fucked up that pumpkin this past Halloween so bad that I stopped doing the stencil, the Jurassic Park stencil, and then just put a dumb face on the back of it, a goof face, I should say. I shouldn't call it dumb. A goofy face on the back of it. That was a fun fuck up. Yeah, so in the list of things that were bad, there is the worst kit I ever built, the Optimus Prime kit, which I hated every minute of. The puzzle, which just frustrated me to no end, and I eventually just quit, stopped doing. Lego Builder's Journey, which I ended completely frustrated, and then eventually went back and played again to complete it. And now, the Zeta 3 Karaba version, which is not a fun real grade. It's my least favorite real grade, I'll say that. It is not necessarily always fun to build. I think it's interesting, but not well made. They were trying some stuff, and I appreciate that. We're going to be applying many stickers. All of these stickers will be applied to this, and most of them are on the parts that we'll be applying to. We still have to build the gun and the shield, but we've completed the wings, and I do need to put stickers on the wings. And then, when I'm done with all that, and feeling honestly pretty okay about this kit, hopefully, I still am going to have to transform it into its flight mode. And it might just fucking fall apart in that point. And might be just worth giving up. I might give up on it during transformation. We'll see. We'll fucking see. Also, I should say, I mentioned this in my tweets, promoting the stream. We might go past 11. I am done with this kit after tonight. This is it. I will not be working on this kit on Thursday. So so as soon as this kit is done, take a photo of it, try to transform it, take a photo of it, put it in a box. It just goes in my box of model kits that I've completed. And then that becomes a thing I don't think about anymore because it's in a Ziploc bag inside of a box under my bed, and I don't look at it anymore because it won't go into maybe it'll end up on a display box. Because I was like, you know what, maybe this is going to look really good. Maybe it should go, but no, none of the kits. There's no kit there that it would replace. Maybe the Elfrit, but I like the Elfrit. I think Elfrit is fucking cool. The only way I'm going to replace that Elfrit is with the other Elfrit that I'm getting. When am I getting that kit? In September. The Elfrit Jui. J-U-I. I don't know how to say it. Jui. That's the one with the backpack that is a big punching arm. I'm going to get that. I pre-ordered that. That might end up on the wall there, or the shelf here. Well, that's a lie. Maybe I'll put the Death Scythe Hell HG. God, I'm really, fingers crossed that I get that early in the month. I won't. It'll be the end of the month. I know it'll be the end of the month. But if I could get that new Death Scythe Hell high grade for my anniversary stream, which is the 20th of July, that would be so rad. I'm not going to get it because that would be helpful for me to get. I would love to build that on my anniversary stream. Which is, again, July 20th. All right, I'm retweeting my tweet, or replying to my tweet. See if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. Then we're going to get into it. We're going to go to the overhead. There's the overhead. You see our kit here, our real grade here, the Karaba version, which is looking rad, looking real nice. We've got our backpack, which is the flight unit. Which goes on the back there. We'll apply that there. We're going to put stickers on it, so we might as well put stickers here. I do want to show you that when it transfers into flight mode, it does have a cool transformation here, which I neglected to show you on Saturday. So I will show you now how that works. Pops out like that. Great. Which is lovely engineering. This looks so choice and so good. It's going to look so neat with some stickers. I also wanted to pull these out because there's stickers that go like here, and I want to make sure that I don't go over and stick it to that because this, goes like I don't want to put a sticker here and have it get on a part there, and then it'll just rip off. So I feel like doing it like this will be better for me because we got some stickers to put on there that are fairly large, and we're going to get into that now. While I start to apply our stickers, because let's see, we got these stickers that go on here, and then we've got a bunch of stickers that go on the underside of this. So we'll do this side first because there's only two, 20 and 21, and then we'll do the bottom, and then the remainder stickers are going to go on, which are these stickers here, the middle here, are going to go, or this and this are going to go on the shield, which is also the cockpit in flight mode, which is cool. So we'll get into that. I do want to say that last night, it was Mother's Day. I told you on Saturday, if you missed a Saturday stream, that's cool. But on Saturday, I talked about how I'm going to turn my mic down one notch here. R.I.P. the rain. Yes, so it rained last night here in town, which, it happens. Was I thrilled that it was raining? Of course not. Do we need the rain around here? Yeah, we do. We do need the rain. So I was like, okay, well, we do need it. So, let's look on the positive side. But I was going to barbecue. We did go out for dinner on Saturday. We went for breakfast on Saturday for Mother's Day to beat the crowds. And then last night, just so my mom didn't have to cook dinner, we do rotate through who cooks when, but just to make it easier, the plan was for me to grill burgers, hot dogs, put on the grill. My dad was going to do baked beans. We got a potato salad, so we didn't have to make any sides other than that. All right, so the big red line here goes through, or goes right on top of the little square there. So if I look at this right, it goes about like that. All right, and I'm just gonna put some pressure on here. I love that this is not two or three stickers. This is just one long sticker. That's rad. People talk about how premium Bandai kits, you're getting ripped off because of all the stickers. And I understand that philosophy and that thought. But these stickers are very nice. These little the decal style stickers. That actually looks pretty fucking good. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Okay, let's do the other one. So it rained. We did not get to barbecue. We did it inside instead. So instead of jumping on the old grill and getting that going, my first grilling session of the year it would have been, but did not get to do that, of the season at least. Instead, got the George Foreman grill out, got the grill pan out, did the hot dogs on the grill pan, did the burgers in the George Foreman. All right, so this is again here. We are looking for, what we got here? Hey, we're getting raided by Bad Gunpla with a rate of 23. Welcome, Raiders. You came in just in time. We're applying some lovely stickers. I'll talk about this kit just here in a moment. Let me try to get this down here. But yeah, it's the Bad Gunpla squad. That's so lovely. Welcome, Raiders. I'm Pat Baer. Pat Gunpla says, I love this kit. So, my thoughts on the Zeta 3 Real Grade Karaba version, which is a premium Bandai kit. This is the 2012. This is a early real grade. No, the colors are look, Jason, the colors are the best part. And then, yes, oh my God, Diamond Fire says, oh no, the Zeta Real Grade. That's the part that's not great. The colors here, like this is the color. These are all there, but there are stickers. These stickers here are a lot of the details that we're going to see on here are really beautiful, lovely stickers that almost feel like decals. They're like decal adjacent. So some of the finer detail are really nice stickers. And of course, it does come with the original stickers as well. You don't really use too many of them in this. So for folks that are unaware, this is the Zeta 3 Real Grade, but it is the premium Bandai Karaba version. So it is Amuro's version. So you get the A on there, and it's a different color scheme. Now, how did they do that? So they painstakingly, when they made the Zeta 3, they were like, we're not going to make people have to buy an expensive kit and put all those stickers on it. Obviously, the Karaba ruins that. Instead, we are just going to put in so many, like, we're going to do like 3 runs of the e-sprue in different colors. And then you can just pull the colors you need. So, before you even do stickers, I just want to point out, this is the box of parts that I do not need for this kit. There are no water slides, John the Mod. These are all stickers here. Sorry. There are water slides. But we're not talking about water slides right now. There are like little numbers and such like that. So they do have those. But we have 2 different style stickers, basically. This is all extra. These are all like multiple parts in different colors, and I just removed all the ones I knew I didn't need so that I didn't have to like go like, okay, well, which eye is it? Is it like the red eye? Is it the white eye? Is it the gray eye? So I just like removed the parts I didn't need. But yeah, so this kit comes with a lot of extra parts, and that's fun, right? That's kind of fun that you can just go through and like pull all these out and just, use what you need. If anything broke, it might not be the right color, but I would have a replacement, which is fun. That's cool. The fact that you're going to use a lot of stickers, even though they tried by having it be multiple colors to avoid that, but the Karaba version requires a lot of stickers to make it look right, and it's not show accurate sticker. You're not doing that. That's fine. It's the part where it's a bad real grade. Like they're trying to do something cool, right? They want the transformation to be awesome. They are experimenting, and I appreciate that. But like, I didn't do the legs wrong. I didn't the legs on purpose. On purpose, these legs are held together with like one connector, and it's bad. So much of this kit is a bad time. Um, I think the look of it is incredible, especially this version of the look. Even the regular one, the reds and blues are fantastic. I love blue on a kit. Even more when it's not just an accent color, when it's a primary important color. But like the transformation, the fact that you build like the chest and the head together, and then the rest of the chest has to like snap on and go over, and it's just like so much of this kit feels like it's going to fall apart at any moment. And I know that I've messed up before, and I'll take responsibility that sometimes I have messed up a kit. I was just like, maybe the instructions were a little unclear, or I had it in my head that I knew exactly what this kit needed. I've been there. Yes, it is the real grade. I've been there. I understand. Sometimes I've just messed it up. But not this kit. Every step of this kit, I'm like, what do you want from me, kit? It is the most frustrating kit I've built in the year 2023. Obviously, we're only in May. I could build another one. It is not the most frustrating kit I've ever built, which was that Optimus Prime that I built a few years ago. That kit, top to bottom, I just hated every moment of that kit. It was like some of the plastic was just sharp in ways that was like, what's happening here? This is a notorious kit. You're not wrong. And I knew that when I pre-ordered it. But it just has such a beautiful look. I've never built a Zeta on stream before. It's one of the few real grades I haven't built. So I thought, let's get it. I think if they did if this was a modern real grade, if they redid the Zeta 3, it would be very different. And I appreciate that. Like, it is the worst real grade ever built because I thought the wing real grade was the worst one that I've ever worked on. And no, this is now the worst real grade. So we're applying stickers. We can keep applying stickers, excuse me, while I complain. We still have to do the shield/cockpit and the gun. And the shield, of course, will have some stickers to put on as well. So we did this side of stickers. And we did it with the wings extended so that I didn't accidentally put the sticker where it shouldn't have been. So now we'll flip these over. Because we're going to see what the wings look like on this side, because we still have to do 12 and 11, and then 3 and 6 and 4 and 5, and then 18 and 19 all need to get applied. Yeah, look, I understand Black Comet. I'm generally not drawn to like nightmare kits. Like if I hear about a kit being a bad time, that does not encourage me to get it. This kit wins out by looking gorgeous, but I didn't pick it because it was a challenge. I picked it because it just looks great. What's the Dark Souls of Gunpla? Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say, without have built it, I can't imagine ever building the PG unicorn, the perfect grade unicorn, because have a good night, Harold. And not because it's like I hate the unicorn. It's that I don't like building unicorns or the Banshee Norn because I'm tired of all of the little slidey bits for the cool colors. Like all the slidey parts on those kits just make me not want to complete them. So I would assume that if I had the opportunity to work on that kit again, I would be like the perfect grade. I would just be like, I mean, I would build it because it's a perfect grade, and I've liked perfect grades, but 80s and 90s and 80s kits, yeah. I mean, there was that period in the very early 2000s where they were trying a bunch of stuff, and some of those kits are like real weird. Rubber. Using screws, there's some interesting. The first attempts they had at polycapless kits proved to be rather odd in many aspects. Hey, Lashbrook, welcome, welcome. I mean, there's a plethora of kits that are tough. Um, but yeah, this is definitely up there. This is definitely a kit that like I just wasn't getting. I just wasn't understanding what it wanted from me, and I've certainly had that before. Um, you know, there are kits that are just doing some wild shit. All right, so this is number 11. 11 is supposed to go like this. And so now I just see, where are you on here? You are there? No. That's the shoulder. So should I have this connected to see where that's supposed to be? Because it won't look right. This particular sticker won't look right unless I'm actually transformed it. That's a mistake. I may have just messed up. The old New Gundam had die-cast hip joints. Yes, I do remember something similar to that. So I might have to. I might have to actually connect this to see where you want me. Because it's gonna be like this. Do I actually have to transform this to do the sticker? All right. Well, okay. We could do the other ones. It looks like 11 and 10 are best applied when it is actually transformed, because I'm going to have to line up this sticker with the shoulder stickers. So we don't want to do that, I guess. So we'll put this back. This is not best practices, as many of you know, but I was trying to make my life easier. And of course, that was not to be. All right, so let's figure out 3, 6, and 19. Let's see if we can do 3, 6, and 19. I think we can do that by just kind of looking at what they need. Because we look at the back of this, that's fine. So let's get 3 out here. We might actually... What's 19 is that one? Maybe I actually should transform this kit before I put these stickers on, because it might actually be better. I hate that. I just want to do these stickers, but we probably should transform it into its flight mode before we put the stickers on. So we'll transform it back. My condolences for having to transform this. Yeah. I also said this might be good. This might be a good justification for actually doing the work, because I did say on stream before we got pre-raid that if this went south, I was going to say fuck it and not do it. So this is probably for the best that I am that I am waiting to do that, because that might encourage me to actually do the dang thing. All right, so let's see if I can even get this part connected. Of course, that came off. That's fine. I'll fix that later. Let's see if I can get these parts on the back here. You know, because obviously building the gun and building the shoulder part here should not be frustrating. He says, hopefully it won't be frustrating. There's a chance it is, but my hope is that it's not. My hope is that putting the last 2 parts of this kit together won't be a nightmare. But yeah, we've definitely had a few frustrating builds over the years, but nothing too bad. I've been very lucky. We also built a lot of stuff that was just like simple to do and pretty easy and pretty straightforward, because I don't mind doing that. Like, there are a couple new entry grades coming out, and I'll try to get those because I like building entry grades. They look neat. They're fun to build. They are. I find entry grades to be satisfying, and also for friends that or viewers out there that are not confident model kit builders. It is nice to have something that I can like put together and to be like, hey, you could do this if you think if you've been wanting to get into the hobby. Like here's a place to start. Like, it's nice having those options. I would not recommend anyone put this kit together. There is actually Premium Bandai is selling the Karaba version of the metal figure, and I would say get that because you're gonna have like really nice colors, and then you don't it just there like that might be cool as hell. That might be the way to go if you really like the look of this kit. He said he wouldn't have any problems, but I'm like literally having a problem getting this piece connected here. I don't know why, but it just doesn't want to connect. Let's try this method where I just try to get this connected. We'll see what we can do. Oops, nope. Let me try that. Let's see how that works. All right. Okay, now that's connected. There. So then can I interlock this in a way that doesn't break anything? Yes, great. Okay. So I at least have the backpack on. The flight thing on. So that's good. That's on. Let me get this shoulder back on, and then we'll build the... we'll get some building in on this kit, because right now all we've done is talk about this kit and apply a few stickers, but not enough stickers. So let's go back to building. The beam rifle. I put this tiny piece together off stream because this piece looked very small and I was worried about it. So I already did that, which is fine. I don't normally build off stream on kits that I'm working on, but I did that. I occasionally will panel line off stream because like it's a good little warm up for what we're doing. F2, which is going to be here, and F5. Let's see. Things we could talk about tonight. What do I got going on here? What's up? What did I write down? News links. I just wrote down news links. Let's see. Couple things to mention. The friend of the stream, Chubbigans. One of the creators. This is David. He's Chubbikins on the internet, but he is the creative director for the upcoming Cook Serve Forever, which is in early access on Steam. So you can get in on that. I have not checked it out, but yeah, Cook Serve Delicious is out. Cook Serve Forever, I should say. It's the creators of Cook Serve Delicious did a thing called Cook Serve Forever. It's out. In early access, check that out if you're interested. If you like those other games, excited to check that out soon. Save the date during the Summer Games Fest shenanigans. There will be an event on Saturday, June 10th, at 9 a.m. Pacific, which is noon Eastern. The Wholesome Games Direct will be happening. And they said 70 plus indie games. So, you know, some of those are like long trailers. Some are just like, hey, here's a reminder of the date of this game that we've covered before. It's always a good time. I would say the Wholesome Direct is a highlight of these kinds of shows, and I would recommend taking a look-see. And sometimes games in the quote-unquote wholesome category are just really fun. They're just like a good time that you can get into, and you don't have to like be, it's one of those things where it's like, sometimes it's like, yeah, it's a cozy little like Stardew knockoff. And other times it's like, oh, hey, it's a very challenging puzzle game, but it's got a cool like, lo-fi beat soundtrack, and the people that made it are all really nice people in a collective, and you're just like, okay, yeah, wholesome, that does sound wholesome, sure. Sometimes that's all it is. But I know that some people kind of scoff at the wholesome categorization because it's not like a genre, it's just a vibe. It's just a style and a vibe. All right, so this is going to go in here. How does that work? Oh, that's how that works. Okay. Let's see. Those are some quick hits. This happened. This was reported on the 12th, but I didn't notice it. It was, of course, a Friday update. Um, so the game, you may remember the video game that was created by the studio Fulbright, the game Open Roads, which had saw many amounts of controversy back in 2021, among other times, but specifically then. Annapurna producing it, and just like, hey, a lot of people don't want to fucking work with Steve Gaynor anymore, and apparently the people at Fulbright had approached Annapurna to help mediate this, and their response was to make it so that like he didn't have to see people, but still worked on the game, and it was still like his baby because he is. You may remember that Steve Gaynor had the his personal Twitter account for very, very long was at Fulbright. He was, by all accounts, the face of Fulbright. And so the people working on that game were very disillusioned by a lot of his personal behavior and his management style, which is me being generous, and him being a fucking creep, which is me not being generous. But anyway, he had already left development on Open Roads, but now Open Roads is now not just the name of a video game. It's now its own studio, because the people working on that game will not be having the Fulbright name attached to it. And then also, Steve Gaynor made the press release first, not Open Roads team or the Fulbright team. Gaynor got to make that announcement, which feels like this is all like weird lawyer speak and a lot of like shenanigans behind the scenes, which I won't hear of. Certainly, obviously, I am not in a position where I'm going to get dirt on this shit. I will read about it or watch a video about it in the future, where some people, when certain have certain reasons, they can suddenly talk about things that are going on with them. I'm sure that things will come out about this, but right now people don't know. But yeah, Gaynor got to fucking be like, but after a great deal of consideration, it's no longer Fulbright's place to represent Open Roads publicly going forward. It will be credited to the Open Roads team at launch. So basically, we still don't know what the fuck that actually means. Let's see. But it's been like 2 years since that. And then, let's see. Let's see. Open Roads Steam page lists the game is coming soon. Yeah. We don't know what's going on with that. But what it sounds like is part of the conversations is like, hey, you can't disassociate Fulbright from Steve Gaynor in any way, shape, or form, right? So no matter what, it's always going to be his studio, because he owns the studio, the name, it's his thing. So like, it's not going to just magically go away. So the choice is, apparently, the solution, I should say, is, well, you just have that team not be called Fulbright. Now, does that mean that everyone that is working on this game is no longer a Fulbright employee? Or is it just a, like, different name of a hat, but it's still a hat? We don't know. I would love to see some further reporting on this in the future that goes beyond this, but it is a clearly shitty situation. And the fact that Steve got to make this big move feels weird. because it's like, okay, well, is it just still a Fulbright game, or is it now a 2 studio, or did everyone at Fulbright leave to go to this other studio? And now it's just like, well, we can't use that name, so we aren't using that name. I don't have the answer to that. I would like to know the answers to those questions, but as of right now, I don't have those answers. Well, John says, unfortunately, most of the game. So the thing is, right? It's the YouTube channel. People make games, right? That's who I would expect a follow up, because they help break the story, right? Like the Polygon story that I'm reading, which is reporting this. Also, Polygon was Polygon is talking about this here, but I hope that they have a follow-up that gets into more details, because they were also the folks that reported on this earlier, part of their reporting. But yeah, I would hope that there is a People Make Games follow-up in the near future that kind of gets into what this actually means, because I am interested in finding out what the fuck is actually going on there. So we'll see. I am struggling with the weapon, which is that's an odd experience. I don't normally struggle with putting together a weapon. That is interesting. Part of a gun usually does not require any kind of assistance. It's usually a pretty straightforward experience. So let's see, we'll get this here. But yeah, this trying to wiggle this part together. Okay, so this just doesn't want to sit right, which is odd. And then this has to go like this. And then that sits right. But yeah, what the fuck? This is going to go in like this, and then this piece needs to go in there. So that's looks like that. And then this. Okay, ooh, all right. That actually feels better. So maybe that'll actually be correct. Yes, okay. I do not know what I was doing wrong there, but I was definitely doing something wrong. But I am no longer doing that thing wrong. So don't even, don't ask questions. Just continue working on the kit. That's my philosophy at this moment. Other things. So there were rumors that this was going to happen. Vice Media is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This is not necessarily a surprise. Because they canceled their flagship program, their flagship television program, Vice News Tonight, laid off a bunch of people. Let's see, the World News brand is ending, yeah, I mean they're of course shuttering and laying off the entire staff of Waypoint, and one would hope. It seemed question mark about if the hope is that this Chapter 11 bankruptcy will not affect severance packages for people. Generally, it shouldn't affect those things, but it could extend the process, and we'll see how that goes. But it's a rough time. I mean, obviously there are layoffs throughout all kinds of the media landscape. I am not going to pretend like this is not a product of their own doing. Certainly, as a company, they're paying someone multi-million dollars for several years to get the company into shape to be sold, and then that person left right before all of this, and it's just like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. This is all kind of what everyone was expecting to happen here. So nobody's really super duper surprised about these what's happening here. The general tech industry and most of the stuff related to it has not had a good time with it. Yeah, I mean, like, so a lot of it is, right? Um, Thank you, Lord Crashing, for the update. I would have assumed that tonight we would have been checking out Mary playing Mary Kish. We usually raid Mary on Mondays because Monday is the night that she streams. Lord Crashing is letting me know she's not streaming tonight, so we'll raid somebody else. I assumed Mary was either going to be playing Zelda or perhaps Cook Serve Forever because she does gravitate towards indie games. Um, but yes, as Diamond Fire was mentioning, the general tech industry, yeah. So a lot of it is, some of it is economic fears, some of it is just like changes in the media landscape and how payments work for a lot of these companies. Certainly, there are a variety of factors in there. Mismanagement, the belief that the future is in, the machine learning AI, that will somehow allow them to finally replace the worst part of any company, according to certain people, which is, of course, the writers and staff of said places, and the belief that that is the future, which it certainly. Look, I'm not saying that people won't take advantage of, like Google. Yeah, people are going to use the new Google search that is going to not rely on, but is going to be built around artificial intelligence. People are going to use that shit. Is it going to be better? No. I don't think it is. Is it easy to find the information you're looking for searching? I mean, I don't use Google to search for things all the time, mainly because it's kind of a fucking mess. I think all search engines are kind of fucking broken. Outside of looking for images, it's kind of a nightmare to find stuff that you're looking for these days on the internet. So I kind of don't use search in order to do that. I'm just not looking for it that way. What is going on here? This gun, I believe, wants to slide back and forth here. Is my guess, but like, I'm not quite sure what it wants me to do in general here. So that's a fun one, where I'm like, what do you want? What are you looking for? So that's gonna go. It looks like this. It's gonna go like that. If I were to run a company, I would first try to get rid of and screw over my means of production. I know, right? I mean, that's the thing, right? The assumption is that a problem with a lot of these things is the labor aspect of it, and the solution is to remove the labor, and then you only pay a fraction of it to have some people work on the things you're working on, which is, obviously completely short-sighted and foolish. But the startups that are promising this AI, people are just listening to them, and that's obviously a terrible idea. Is to just earnestly listen to people who are selling you smoke and mirror, or snake oil, and using smoke and mirrors in order to do that, is obviously completely misguided and nonsensical. But that hasn't stopped people before. It's like, oh, this is very similar to the last time that I got completely hosed by somebody making promises that were clearly lies and complete nonsense. But I was so excited about it that we gave them a bunch of money, and then nothing happened. Nothing came of it. But whatever, that won't be the case this time. They were just, they were short-sighted, not me. It's bad news. So yeah, I hope the people at Waypoint Vice, I hope those folks manage to do okay and get their full severance. Patrick was on Giant Bomb's Game Mess Mornings with Jeff Grubb, which is weird. That's just a weird thing. It's just like an odd thing for me, as somebody that has known Patrick since the 1UP days. didn't hang out with his coverage when he was at EGN now, or EGM, I should say, EGM now, when it was the attempt to relaunch EGM. I did not follow him there because I was not interested. I kept up with what he was doing at MTV News because that was an interesting company, and he and Totillo and others were doing good work there, so I was interested in that. But yeah, Patrick has been at a bunch of different places, and then it was really interesting. Obviously, was there for many years at Waypoint. Waypoint was certainly an interesting company, and I was happy to watch and listen to what they were doing there when they weren't doing reviews, and then were doing select reviews, and then they were doing like podcasts instead of reviews, and they were doing printed reviews and news reporting, and of course game critique and podcasts about other things, just like trying whatever. And then the attempt at the positive attempt at the subscription model for bonus content, which is an interesting thing. Waypoint Plus, that was an interesting experiment that I think was successful, but it wasn't enough to save them in a company that it was in, financial trouble, certainly. So yeah, it's a bummer, but it's not wholly unexpected, unfortunately, to have that come to an end. And Lord Crescent says, NFTs failed, Metaverse failed, but AI will totally take over now. Yes, AI is clearly the future. Here's the thing. As an application, there is something certainly interesting about it. I'm not saying that there isn't. I'm not opposed to that in general, I would say. But as a solution to the problem of paying people a living wage to do work, no, that's not going to be a thing. It's not going to replace people. It's a tool that people can certainly use, but people are talking. They're like, I love the people that seem to be earnestly, although they're probably just doing it for clicks. But some people are earnest about oh, Hollywood's in trouble, and then they show 30 seconds of something that looks awful, and I'm like, if you wanted to just look cool and weird and do interesting things with it, some of my friend Rara, we've rated Rara before, Vectroid. Vectroid does a lot of images with AI as promotional materials for her mixtapes that she does on Patreon, and for her streams, stream images. She'll make stuff for promos, and she's going for an aesthetic and playing within the medium. She's not doing it to replace album art. It's I'm doing this as an experiment for that. She's not out there saying look out, photographers, you're not going to be doing album covers anymore. Look out, artists, you're not going to be designing this anymore because this is the future. It's no, it's a tool. It's just a tool. And I think if you are playing within the parameters of making something that looks weird, that you're and strange and maybe not altogether good, if you are willing to play within those spaces, I think it is totally reasonable to get something cool out of it. But you have to be okay with playing within those, within the parameters of that. AI has technically been around for years, yeah, because it's just machine learning, right? And it's been used for various things, but the ways it's being hyped up right now doesn't work well enough to replace workers. Yes. So machine learning, which is the name that I try to use when I'm talking about AI, as somebody that reads a lot of manga, not all of which is done by the official work of translators for an official publication. Machine learning has been a tool that people have been using for quite some time. And the thing we've learned is one thing that's very fun is, okay, so there are, I'm going to let you in on something, right? There are groups out there, right? And they pay for translators of Chinese or Korean or Japanese comics, right? Because they have websites where they post their stuff and have ads, or they have Patreons for early access, or they just have a Ko-Fi set up and they're like, hey, if you like our work, support us, or we're looking for more sponsors of stuff, whatever. So they pay some amount of rates to get the work done, right? They're looking for translators and they've got their own typesetters. And it's often I see people who are making those outreaches for new people, new folks, if they're looking for folks that want to work on projects. Sometimes they're like, oh, we pay, or hey, we're looking for volunteers. If you want to get your foot in the door, we can teach you how to do these things. And one thing they consistently say is, we are looking for translators. Don't try to just use machine learning. And then you'll see people doing their own work. They're like, hey, I'm not part of a group. This was machine learning and dictionaries and asking a friend and referencing. I'm referencing like light novels or the web novels for names, and I think that is totally interesting that people are trying to do that work. And then there are folks that are just like, they're trying to jump the step, and they're like, hey, support me. I'm doing this work. And it's clearly done by machine learning because they're just doing literal translations without any other work. And it's just like, it reminds me of the Japanese to English translations that you would get on early fan sub DVDs, where people were just using Babelfish to directly translate. And you'd have things where like they would translate Yami Yugi's name, and they wouldn't put like Yami, they would put like game, or your Yugi would put like game and like dark game. So it would just say like game. What did you want to add? Are you playing this? And it's just like, oh, no. The people that made this don't understand what anyone could possibly be asking of them, because they don't know how to translate what they're translating. And a lot of machine learning these days is easier because you don't need to get a transcript anymore, or you're not going off of the subs in another language. You are literally scanning pages and having Google translate the words, and then you are just putting them on that instead of doing any of the legwork which is required for that kind of translation. So it's been interesting to watch machine learning like kind of come through and have immediately people being like, get out of here with that shit. And then like you'll see comments on something where somebody is just like, hey, if you have any pointers for what I just did. And then the most common response is like, you should proofread. Right now you are just like, you should try to read what you put there and see if that's actually words that make sense to you. Because I can't imagine they make sense to you. Like if you are translating something and it doesn't make sense, if you read it later, then that's bad. I literally did have somebody give that feedback. I saw the feedback somebody gave, which is like, hey, thanks for picking this up. I don't understand anything that you wrote here. Do you understand anything you wrote here? It's like you gotta like, before you start jumping the step and asking for like support, you've got to like figure this shit out a little bit. Problem for me is that even if you're using it for good purposes, you're still helping improve the algorithm so this better can take people's jobs. I mean, yeah, like, look, we're all, unfortunately, friends, we are all guilty of that. Because Lord Crashton says, the Google verification tool sites use to have you pick out pictures of buses or whatever has been also used to help AI image detection. Yes, we have unfortunately been giving them free work for quite some time because that is unfortunately like necessary. to do business. Unfortunately, is to so we have been unfortunately helping with the process, um, because CAPTCHA moved into helping uh, technology, this kind of technology. Unfortunately, in every other social movement for the last decade has taught me anything, is that people will embrace large language models to their own detriment. Yeah. Remember those terrible GITS subs, Electric Brain Crystal Pancake Elderly? Yes, I do remember those. Um, it is a bummer there isn't a good GITS SAC Blu-ray. Yeah, I mean, like that is unfortunately an issue that we certainly have to deal with. Like, and now there's technology. People are using machine learning to try to translate like uh, movies that have already gotten a subtitle in another language, right? So that is a machine learning application that's interesting, right? If you have the script of a subtitle in French for a movie in Korean, you can translate, and then they will even like try to place. And of course, it's not pure localization. It's not. It's translation, not localization, I should say. So it's not. It's certainly with its faults, but it's interesting. That's an interesting work, and it as a starting off point, that's also very interesting to me. People that are doing that work as a starting off place, not as an end point. It's not an end point to me. It is a beginning point. That's interesting. I don't know where it always goes from there, but I do think that that's kind of cool. All right, did I put this on wrong? This snaps in somehow, but I'm not sure if I know where. All right, it looks like it wants to do this. Okay, it does do that. All right, and then I'll put another couple pieces on here that seem to make some sense. We got our last part of B here that needs to attach on. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's more frustrating than anything else. I think AI is interesting. I don't know if it's going to be super beneficial to anybody at this point. It's a technology, like it doesn't replace a lot of things, like people think it will, because machine learning, referring to machine learning as artificial intelligence, is part of the big lie, because it ain't intelligent. It is artificial, but it ain't smart. So to refer to it as that is it's just trying to sound cooler. It's trying to make it out to be cooler than it is, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's just like machine learning. The learning part is like, it should just be machine adapting. Like, oh yeah, that's machine adapting. That's right there, doing some work. But other than that, it's just like, yeah. Anyway, enough of this. We'll get back to this kit soon, and trying to finish this damn thing. But right now, we're going to take a pause for the cause. A pause for the cause. This is an opportunity for me to talk to you about ways you can support what I do here. Everything I'm about to tell you is optional. None of this stuff is stuff you have to do. If you would like to, that's rad. It would be great if you wanted to. But you don't have to. You don't have to worry about any of this stuff. But it would be nice. First and foremost, as John just did, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego of the site, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Let the people know that you are a subscriber to the old Bill Bear Workshop. That's the easiest way to support me, is through cash money, $5 a month. Or free. If you have Amazon Prime, you link to your Twitch, you get that Twitch Prime. You could use that on your friend Pat. That would be rad. You don't have to do that, but if you want to do that, it would be cool. You could gift a sub like Bobby and Njan and Omega did. That's an easy way to support. If you're already a subscriber and you want to share the love with somebody else, let them get some cool emotes and so they don't have to see ads. You could do that. That would be neat. Another way to support me would be through bits and coins, because cheer is always appreciated. You join Harold and the cheer leaderboard there. That is another thing you could do. You could also jump into my Patreon if you don't want to go through Twitch. If you're like, not Pat, I don't subscribe to anyone on Twitch. I understand. But why not jump over to Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining the Patreon. I also have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBaer. You could jump over in there. Obviously, subscribing to YouTube is free, and I would love it. I've been posting some YouTube shorts lately, some clips from my streams, so you could check those out, and a ton of other videos that I post as well. But yeah, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you want to become a member over there for just $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos a day early. I'm also considering adding into that my shorts, but right now I've just kind of been putting them up and putting them out. But I'm thinking that might be something that changes soon, where my shorts also get sent out to those fine folks. Not saying I'm definitely going to do that, saying I'm thinking about it. Those are all the ways to support me on a monthly basis. That's right, I have 3 ways to do that. But if you just want to one-time help me out, let me buy some model kits or some gear, you could send me a little bit of a donation to my Ko-fi or my PayPal or my Stream Elements. And everything I make through direct donations like that, through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So watching my videos does help me, just consider that. Through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and I take money out of that fund and buy model kits. I would not have been able to pick up this beautiful kit without your generosity, so thank you very much for that. There's just no way that I would have had the funds to pick up this cool kit without y'all, so I do appreciate that, and so I would not have been able to build this very funky, real grade without your help, so thank you for that. Let's see. The next thing that I'm going to be building, my $10 patrons voted, and they decided that the next thing I would work on was a Lego set. And that'll be the next thing that we do on Thursday. But in the future, if you want to jump the queue and decide what I build next, the best way to do that is to go to my Amazon wish list and purchase something there. Because anything bought off my wish list jumps the queue and becomes the next thing I build. I've got Lego sets, some inexpensive Lego sets, some model kits here, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, kits that have free shipping, kits that don't have free shipping, all kinds of different things. I got another one of those. Hey, you know how in July, or maybe even August by the time it ships, I'm getting the Rose High Grade, the new Rose High Grade? Well, what about the non-grade kit from like the 90s? I've got that on the wish list. I've got a bunch of different things that I would be happy to build. Inexpensive model kits, expensive model kits, all kinds of different prices. Ooh, there's a sale right now on the Baer Boo. I don't know how to say it, but one of the kits from Witcher Mercury right now is $22. And it was originally in the 30s. It was in the 30s when it was listed. So that's a great fucking price. I might just fucking get that myself. I got to check out what my finances are looking out right now, but I might end up just getting that because it's a really good fucking price for a model kit. But yeah, there's some stuff here that, stuff goes on sale, so keep an eye on it. And if there's something you see there that you're like, I would love for Pat to build that, pick it up. And, I will. I try to keep these up to date in like money order, but occasionally things go on sale and I didn't notice. And I got some gear at the bottom because who doesn't love buying some gear? I have a throne wish list. That is my alternative to my Amazon wish list. I recently updated that. No one has ever bought anything off my throne wish list, but it's nice to have an alternative to Amazon. And of course, you can go to USA Gundam Store and buy a gift card, then send me a DM on Twitter or a whisper here on Twitch with that gift card code. If that's something you like to do, that's another way. If you're like, Pat, I specifically want you to buy something from USA Gundam Store, that's a way to do it. I would love it if there was a store where I could have a wish list and you could buy it and then you support a local small business and then also support me. But I don't have that right now. I don't have that option. So this is the best I could come up with. What else? Join my Discord. It's a nice little place. I post build photos. People post stuff they're working on. Oh, for some reason, USA Gundam Store did not come up. There it is. I might have just did it too fast. But I have a Discord. It's full of lovely people. I recommend checking out the Discord. I post build photos. At the end of every stream, people post stuff they're working on. It is a nice place full of great folks. Consider jumping in there on the Discord. I have a couple video links I would like you to check out. Pat Baer's Anime Club. I answer the question that has been posed many a time. Why are light novel titles so long? Like a title like The Aristocrat's Otherworldly Adventures Serving Gods Who Go Too Far. Like, why is that a fucking thing? Like, what the fuck? What's going on with that? I try to answer that question. So check out this episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club. Is it really Pat Baer's Light Novel Club? Yes, but whatever. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where every single week I write a new character piece. I rehearse it several times. So I'm either off book or close off book. But I promise that I have rehearsed it at some amount. And then I perform it for all of you. And this most recent one, God, I actually don't remember off the top of my head what the most recent one is because I have a new one coming out. What is it called? Oh, yeah, The Minor Character. Speaking of light novels, I play a character you might read in a light novel or see or read in a manga or see in an anime. The kind of person that hangs out at the guild hall that just... It's the guy that gets beat up because he thinks that the main character is a weak person. It is the weirdest minor character that exists. When we talk about anime tonight, we will literally talk about one of those minor characters. And I also mentioned the childhood bully who is now very surprised that they're strong, or the family member that can't believe the main character is as tough as they are. There are different versions of the same thing. But this is the minor character that can't believe that the main character is so goddamn strong. What's even happening? So yeah, that's fun. That's one of the best ones I've done in a while, and it does not have the views that the other ones do, which is a little shame because I thought it was a clear presentation of that idea. I got another one coming out on Wednesday that you can watch if you're $5 or $10 patron or a $2 YouTube member. You'll get to see that tomorrow, and that one's good. I just recorded it today, and I think it's pretty good. All right, we're going to talk about some anime, and then we'll talk a little bit of manga. And I am going to drink some water, and then I am going to finish this shield, which is also, of course, becomes the cockpit of this flight mode. But first things first, I need to drink some water. So I'm going to do that right now and dramatically transition to the overhead. Here we go. All right. Let's talk anime. And then we'll talk manga after that. So, because Witcher Mercury was a catch-up episode. We did not have a new episode today. We will not have Witcher Mercury Monday. I decided that I would recap the episode of the Aristocrat's Otherworldly Adventures Serving Gods Who Go Too Far, which, of course, as mentioned, does involve somebody who doesn't know what's going on and is being... It actually involves two people being complete and utter unbelieving assholes, despite all evidence to the contrary. And then I'm going to give a brief overview of my Clueless First Friend and Kuma Baer Punch. Two shows that I have been watching, but not weekly. I have not been reviewing them weekly, and I haven't even been watching them weekly. I'm just watching them in bits and spurts and just enjoying my time with these programs. So we'll talk about those two things there after I go through what's happened in the Aristocrats' Otherworldly Adventure Serving Gods Who Go Too Far. So, the end of the last episode, we knew that Kine, our main character, he revealed to the king and his father and some other important people, hey, I am a reincarnation. I can read this book from the first king. Turns out the first king also from Japan, because the book that no one could ever read that he left behind was in Japanese, and it is a diary. And that's really interesting. And we learn that the first king of this country was transported. He is not a reincarnation like Kine was. So we've now seen evidence of someone transferring to this world, and we've seen evidence of somebody who was reincarnated. And we also know there's another reincarnation. We'll get into that a little later. But he doesn't get to finish reading the book because he gets distracted. And it would have, like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know, this is world building. Kind of would have liked a little bit more world building, but we don't have time for world building because we gotta go to the Adventurers Guild. Kine is now old enough to go and register at the guild and to start doing some quests. You may remember that there were two young ladies that taught him that were D rank. He does not want people to know that he is a noble, so he just signs up as his first name, which, if you don't have a last, he wouldn't have a last name if he was a commoner. So he signs up as a commoner, and, he gets ranked as G rank. They don't do any test or anything to show how strong he is. We meet Claude and Lena, and Claude comes in. They're a married couple. They're like, hey, you should join a party because you seem like pretty weak. So, you got to be protected. But we meet Claude because he comes in because minor characters who don't think a kid should be G ranked, that they should go home because they're, doing a disservice to the hard work of fucking, whatever. And Kine is basically just like kind of dodging them so they look foolish, and then one branches the weapon and he's just like, hey, you should fucking back down. And they do back down because Claude is like, he's right, you should back down. Anyway, we might see, they got names, so we might see those two characters later. But right now, it's time for Kane to do his first task, which is slay some goblins, which should take him a while if he was not overpowered. Unbelievably overpowered. But anyway, he gets some help because the elf that decided they're going to get married, the princess of the elf kingdom, Tiana, shows up, and she's just like, hey, I can't believe it. We're going to go on an adventuring date. We're going into the woods and whatever. And the two of them, she ends up slaying the goblins for him, which is weird because he's stronger than her and does not need protection. But while they're there, he happens to see some green lizards, which he should not by rank be strong enough to defeat, but he certainly does because he's very overpowered. And it turns out he just misses the fact that the people that had that quest, that he stole the quest from, were the two ladies that he learned adventuring from, Miley and Nina, or Miley and Nina, yeah. So he reports, basically, he's like, hey, this happened. I wanted to tell you about these things. Also, I killed these wolves. Will you accept them? And the Vice Guildmaster, another minor thing. This doesn't happen too much. Generally, guildmasters are wise people, and they immediately recognize that the main character is way too strong, and they want to know what's going on. But they kind of they might even keep quiet about it. But this Vice Guildmaster just is just like, a kid shouldn't be able to beat these lizards. So therefore, instead of thinking, wow, this kid is really strong, or testing him, he's just like, this kid is lying. This kid stole this and is trying to cheat us. And so I'm going to make this kid admit it. And then since he won't admit it, I'm going to take his guild card. which obviously Kine is like very surprised about and upset. But it turns out that the guildmaster shows up, and he's just like, you can't tell how strong this kid is? Like, you can't tell by looking? This kid is very strong. Also, he's a baron. Don't you remember hearing about the guy that slayed all those orcs? That's this kid. Remember how he was a kid? That's this kid. And also, like, I know he's strong because he's marrying my sister. That's right. The guild hall, the guild leader's sister is, of course, the younger sister, the older brother of his future wife. And he understands like what's going on. And we do have this little moment where Kine is very glad that his future brother-in-law, his little older brother, is understanding of what's going on, understands his sister very well. So that's fun. Kine gets promoted to E rank, or A rank, I should say. Jumps up to A rank so that he can get dangerous quests because he's obviously strong enough to do that. The sub-guildmaster apologizes because not only did he really fucking fuck up, but he did, of course, insult a member of nobility, and he could be executed for that or thrown in prison if he's lucky. But he's just like, yeah, I didn't know, and basically Kine is just like, look, just in the future, listen to people, don't jump to your conclusions. It's like, other than that, I think we're okay. All right. And that's the episode. Before I get into this episode, any more with this, I am going to complete this kit here, which is to put the shield. We're going to put some stickers on the shield. So we're going to do that. And then when there's stickers on the shield, we'll put one of these on, and then we will attach armaments on one side. We're going to take some photos, and then we will attempt to transform this thing. And I might give up on doing that. We'll find out. But anyway, while I am going to get some stickers together here, I can tell you about my Clueless first friend, which is lovely. I started doing this week to week, but decided I didn't want to. I just kind of wanted to watch this just to enjoy it. I will say that, content warning, things are changing for our young lady, our main character, but she has been heavily bullied. Like, not physically bullied, but emotionally bullied. Because she just has, she's a sad young lady, and with a single dad who's trying his best, and she just doesn't really have a lot of friends and is having a rough time at school. And they call her the Grim Reaper, and they kind of make fun of her quite a bit, and she's had a rough time of it. She's had a real rough time of it. And then a new kid comes to school, and not only is he fine with her, just as a person, because she's fine with everybody, but he even thinks it's kind of cool that she's the Grim Reaper and that she can see ghosts and stuff. Obviously none of that's true, but he does think that if it was true, it would be pretty cool. Because he's a lovable dumbass. But over the course of these episodes, not only does her world change by suddenly having a friend, a recent episode, she kind of just realizes that her dad, in his own way, has been supporting her because he was trying to help her, but without saying hey, you need to make friends. Apparently, in her lunch boxes, in her bento, he was including marinated, which might sound gross, but bear with me here. Marinated eggs, like the kind of eggs you would have in ramen. And he always included toothpicks with it. And she never understood why until she had lunch with her group of friends, because her friend group is expanded. And she was able to offer them because they were like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Oh, that's kind of cool. And it occurs to her, this was like him trying to give her like an opening, a way to like talk to someone, like at her own pace, at her own, ability. Just like him, like granting her the opportunity to reach out to somebody and say like, oh, okay, well, someday maybe she'll ask people if they want a marinated egg, which is lovely. And yeah, she's made some friends. Um, through this friendship, she's extended to other people, and there are less people. People have realized it's just like picking on her doesn't make them feel better anymore, and it's the very concept of like, because this dumbass has just been like, well, why would I say that? Well, why wouldn't I want to hang out with my friend? She's cool. Like, why would you say that? That's really nice. But also, he's had some personal growth because he realizes, like, he starts crying when he realizes that in his dumb way, which she was not upset about, which, that self-esteem issues. She was not upset that he was like excited that she was the Grim Reaper, but he acknowledges, he's like, I said horrible things to you. I didn't know that I was being cruel to you, but I was being cruel, and I'm sorry. And he like has some understanding that he really did fuck up. And she doesn't feel that way, right? Because like him saying that, like, I mean, as fucked up as it is, like him saying that he was excited to hang out with a Grim Reaper, was she wasn't going to be upset about that. She wasn't going to take that for granted, even if he is sorry that he said it. And it's a nice little moment of like him having some growth. And again, the characters around them are very cute. His older sister is being really supportive, and it's nice. It's nice to see. And also, people like, there have been characters that apologize to our girl, to be like, I'm sorry I didn't say anything. Other people who were on the periphery, who also could have been made fun of, because there's always that case, right? If the attention is focused on one character or one person in the class, then the other people in the class kind of get a pass. The other people that might be that otherwise might be get mistreated. And there's that fear that, like, if I stand up for this person, what if their eyes turn to me? Which is like a real thing in these kinds of situations. And so it's like, again, content warning. My Clueless First Friend can be a bit of a tough watch, because it is handling like a lot of subjects that are sensitive, but it does those sensitive subjects really fucking well. Like, surprisingly really well. All right, so I got to see how this goes on. I know that I wish I had a better photo of how the top of this looked. It looks like the clear part goes past. This is... There's just no good way to apply this sticker, I don't think. All right. I think that looks okay. All right. I think this looks all right. I mean, it looks nice. I don't know if I did this perfect. I'm going to apply some pressure on here so these don't peel up, but this looks pretty good. Yeah, I think it looks great. And those are the last stickers we can do until we transform this kit. So the next step is to take photos of this kit, get some photography in here, because this is going to look very different after I'm done here. So we got to try to make it look nice. We'll just do it. I think here, yeah. All right, so For all intents and purposes, this kit is done. Obviously, there are a couple stickers we can put on the back here once we transform it, but this mode is done, so we can just kind of like enjoy the fruits of our labor here, and take a look at it and take some photographs in this style. And then I will suffer as I try to transform this kit, and then we'll call it quits after that. The transformation system, yeah. So let me take a photo of this kit. And while I take a photo here, Kuma 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 Baer Punch, which is season 2 of the anime Kuma 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 Baer. We are now past where I was in the manga. This is the continued adventures. If you didn't watch the first season, you should not skip to the second season. That would be weird. If you are going to go back, I recommend that you just bear with it. This is an isekai, but the first episode is not presented like it's an isekai. It's already in the world. They basically did the thing where it's just like, here's this character being cool and powerful. And then after that, later episodes will explain how they got there. But they don't do that right off the bat, which is an odd choice that I don't necessarily agree with. But that is what they decided to do. I'm going to take another photo of this just on the green here, instead of on the with the background of that. Let's see here. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so this kit is photographed, and now we will do the painstaking transformation. You watch your anime memento style. Yeah. So basically they just like start in the action and then go back and explain how they got there. So you might just think it's a regular action adventure series when it starts, which it is not. So it is kind of interesting that they do that, but I don't think it's necessarily the great choice. All right, so we're going to pop this out, pop this here. I am going to do my best to do this transformation as they want me to do it, and who knows. So this has to go in, and then this pops out. Okay, so this pops out some. So this can pop close. All right, so that does that. We have to turn these so they're out. I'm going to take this off because I think I shouldn't have this on. All right, so these go like that. Okay. So far, so good. We're going to pop this open and out, and pop this back. Okay, so we did that. Goes like that. And then this goes up. And then this is going to go down. Already like, oh, cool. This doesn't, there it goes. That slid down. All right, good. I got it that far. I got it to slide down. So yeah, it's just the further adventures of our girl in a bear costume who was isekai'd into a fantasy world that is very similar to the video game she played. And she's got a lot of friends. We are introduced to more lovely young ladies because this series is chock full of young ladies doing their goddamn best and weird dudes. And it's totally fine. I would say the anime is far less violent than the manga is. And apparently the light novel is even more so. So if you tried to read the manga and you were like, this, I don't necessarily like what happened here, maybe the anime is up your speed. It's a cute show. It is totally fun to watch. I recommend it. I've been meaning to tell my friend Brian, Urban Bohemian, who is occasionally in the chat, to check that out because I know that he really liked both seasons of Boofree. So since I know he liked Boofree, I think he would like this because it's got kind of similar vibes. Sometimes a little cutesy. All right, so I got this open. This has to open out, and then I think something goes down, but I don't recognize. Is it this goes down? No, that doesn't go down. When these came out, Oops, that popped off. That's not supposed to happen. I don't think. That's fun. Something is supposed to go down here, and I don't recognize what. So that's fun. Oops, that isn't supposed to pop off. So that's also fun. So yeah, I am not sure what's supposed to. I know these arms are supposed to go out. I'm not sure what is supposed to go down there. So that's just prime. And then these are not supposed to pop open. So that's fun. I guess that's all I have to say about Kuma Baer Punch. It is a continuation. I am enjoying it. If you like the first season, it's more of the fun of the first season, and so I think you will like it. I don't know why these pieces keep popping off, but they do, which is fun. All right, so then these have to come out here. This is supposed to open, or no, this is supposed to close. Okay, so this came down. This is supposed to close around there. There's just so few places to hold this thing. All right, so I don't know what's supposed to go down. There's an arrow that points down here, and I don't know what that arrow is. It might be this Hulk unit, but that doesn't seem to move. So I don't know. I don't know what's supposed to pop down. Oh, this is supposed to slide. This is supposed to slide down, it looks like. Okay, this is supposed to slide down. I don't know how that does that. I'm looking at it now. I don't know how that would slide down. We'll find out later if that is what was supposed to happen there. If I'm suddenly trying to lock something in place and it won't move. Oh, that just came off, so that's fun. Let's look at this. While we have it here, we can look at it. Oh, that did go down. Okay, that did slide down. Great. Apparently that part was supposed to do that. Cool. Well, while we have it like this, I can get this piece back on because it actually will be way easier to get it on like this. I'm just going to take these off. Just going to take these off. They come off anyway at some point in a later step. So we'll just take that off now. Oh boy. Okay. The fun thing is when I finish all of this, I still have to apply those stickers. That'll be better done when it's all done like this. Okay, so this is like this. This is the step we've gotten here. We now have the back of this. I'm going to turn this around. This goes, take this off here. This piece goes up. I don't know how that, apparently this piece is supposed to slide up, but I don't know how it does that. This moves like this. Okay, so I do know how that works. All right. This thing just came off, which is fun. All parts of this is fun. All right, I'm going to try to, oh my God. Slide this up. Pop this in. Okay. Sure. All right, now I got a cross section here. I don't quite know what, okay, so I think these have to go, oh, okay, well, that came off, so that's not right. But oh boy. Did that break? Oh, I think that fucking broke. Yeah, I think that. I think a piece of this just broke. Literally broke. Yeah, because this is a whole section of this is supposed to slide up. Like it's down like this, and it's supposed to slide up into this negative space here. And yeah, it's supposed to crank up like this. And then a segment here just broke completely. Yep. Yeah, parts of this leg just broke. I have no idea how I would fix that. And this is a part that does not have like a backup. You know, I have some backup pieces. I don't have a backup piece for that. So, yeah, I just have broken parts of this kit now. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see if there's an interlocking piece that keeps these leg portions together. Because if there is, then that might work, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Because there's a lot of leg explanations here. Oh no, those are arm explanations. Okay, so basically the arms need to do some stuff that I don't know what they're... The arms are basically going to turn inward. Like this. And then these turn inward. And then this basically comes up and over. Yeah, so this would be like on the side of this arm, basically here. But right now I can't do anything with it. So and then this opens up. This goes into there. That. And then this links here. While I am struggling with this, I'll tell you about this manga that I've been reading called I'm Sick and Tired of My Childhood Friends, Now Girlfriends, Constant Abuse, So I Broke Up With Her. This takes all of the banished tropes that we know from the fantasy genre. Sometimes isekais, not always isekais, but the fantasy genre of like the guy that is awesome and people don't know that he's awesome because until he gets kicked out of the party or banished to another place, and then everyone immediately appreciates how good and awesome that person is. This is that, except that what if it wasn't a fantasy series and it's just about a high school dude who has been um, completely gaslit and put down by his childhood friend who immediately, like, as a child, immediately was like, this person is special. I'm going to make them feel like shit and make them need me so I can feel good about myself. And what happens when he finally, like, kind of collapses and she's just like, I'm going to break up with you, which is the thing that she threatens to keep him, in place. And he finally just says, okay. And she doesn't believe it. But yeah, no, he's like, yeah, no, if you don't like me, if I'm terrible, then we should break up. And it's kind of like him having the opportunity to deprogram and to finally figure out his start to, right? Develop and understand his own self-worth. And meet people, because he's been the quiet guy, because he was exhausted, but also told not to show off and not to do anything and not to stand out, because of jealousy, but also as a controlling factor so that people didn't find out that he was awesome and want to spend time with him. So, like, this last episode, there was the big race as part of the, like, school festival. And there have been opportunities for him to train and to, like, hang out with people and to, like, make friends with the girl that sits next to him and to start having a life. And, of course, there's the girlfriend isn't done. She's still trying to make him jealous or humiliate him or whatever. And so she's using other people to try to do that. And things aren't working out great for her. And it's just like, I don't know, it's a lovely little story. All right, we're done, friends. This kid is, I'm not going to fucking fix this shit. I'm not going to figure this out. I broke the leg. Like, I can't even, like, I'm going to, here's our goal for the rest of the stream. Can I rig the leg back together so that we can have it look like a mobile suit? We're going to try to do that while I tell you, like, my final thoughts on, I'm sick and tired of my childhood friend, now girlfriend's, constant abuse, so I broke up with her. Is that, like, it's a pretty fun little series of a guy kind of figuring out what he wants to do in life and what his options are. Like, he's still very humble. He's still, he's not, like, he doesn't have a big head about his current situation. He's still trying to be a good dude and figure out what it means to, to do stuff and be around people. And it's lovely watching him succeed in various ways. It's been really joyful to watch that. But it is a good little series that I would recommend. I would say give that a try. Seek it out. Yeah, R.I.P. indeed. Glue's not gonna. I don't think glue's gonna fix this because it's broke in 2 fucking places. So liquid cement, I don't think is gonna give me the result I'm looking for. I mean, unless I just try to glue it in place as like a done segment here. So can this come down? Yeah. Yes, this is just, every part of this is fucking broken. Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to work. All right, yeah, that's the end. That's the end of the Zeta. I'm not going to worry about these final stickers because that is it. This kit looked great. I might be able to salvage this, but the leg is now broken in 3 places, and I don't think liquid cement is going to fix that. So that is the unfortunate end of this kit. We will talk about what I'm going to build next. We're going to start fresh with some Lego on Friday. Thank you to the 2 Patreon, $10 Patreon tier people who voted for that. I voted for a high grade kit. I wanted to do another Witcher Mercury kit, but 2 people voted for me to work on Lego, which is incredibly generous of them because, hey, it turns out I really need a break from working on a mobile suit because that That just broke on me trying to do that. Lego sounds nice as a wristband. Yeah. So on Thursday, we will start working on the Ferrari. This is the Speed Champions. Oh, I can get this image up here because we're done with the Zeta, so we can do that. We are fucking done with the Zeta. Yeah, this is a Thursday. Did I say Friday? I meant Thursday. The next build stream will be this Thursday. I'm going to do a Friday stream on my birthday in June, but not this Friday. So Thursday, the next stream is going to be, the next model kit building stream is Thursday. Tomorrow, Pokemon Platinum Randomizer. Continuing my Pokemon Platinum Randomizer run. It's been a hot minute since we checked back in. That's also going to be a nice calm Tuesday stream of just cheating in Pokemon by having it be a fun, goofy randomizer. So that's going to be real good for me and my whole deal. So that's going to be the Thursday stream. But Thursday stream is this. Tuesday, that's tomorrow's stream, will be Pokemon Platinum Randomizer. You said both. Great. I meant to say this Thursday, I'm working on this kit. It will have some stickers. That's totally fine. That's an easy thing. The decals on one of these will be easy to assemble, easy to put together. Not stressed at all about that. And of course, I got my tools. I got my handy dandy brick separator. And of course, all of that. These are the tools that we will use. They will be over here, easily accessible for the stream. And yeah, we're going to work on this Ferrari. What is this Ferrari again? This is the Speed Champions 1970 Ferrari F12M. Or 512. 512M. So that's what we're going to be working on, a Ferrari. That'll be the next thing. It's a 2-bag kit, so it shouldn't be too much work on here. It should be a nice, simple, easy kit to do. And again, the beauty of Lego is if I fuck up, I can fucking fix it. I haven't been playing many games since yesterday. We're going to wrap up. I haven't played many video games since yesterday, or since the last stream, which was Saturday night. I will be playing games soon. I've got some video games that I want to put some time into. I've been playing Hearthstone. That's about it. I've been watching a lot of clips of people fucking around in Tears of the Kingdom, which looks great. And I hope that if people are Zeldaing, they're having a good time. I don't think we're going to be rating anyone that does Zelda for a while because I want to see, I want people to have a chance to play on themselves because I don't want people to get spoiled. But if I know someone's like just fucking around and tinkering, maybe we can rate that. But I'll have to know that in advance, which I don't know right now. So we won't do that. But we are going to rate. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go hang out with some people doing some cool shit. So we'll do that. And I'm going to see who's up. For we always end with a raid, as John says. We're going to find somebody doing some fun stuff there. Again, a reminder, my stream tomorrow will be at 9 p.m. Eastern, playing Pokemon Platinum Randomizer, continuing our run there. I don't remember where we were, so we do have to pick up the pace there. Pokemon Infinite Fusion. I do not know what that is. Sebmal is playing a Pokemon thing. I don't know what Pokemon Infinite Fusion is, but we're going to hang out with him and see what's going on with Sebmal. Sebmal's a great dude. So we'll go hang out with him on stream and find out what that is. Imagine if Pokemon could do fusion dances. Okay, cool. Well, we'll find out more about that soon. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me on this stream. Thank you for putting up with my nonsense. And look, I thought that it would just not come together well. I did not think I would break anything on that kit. I didn't think I would fuck up that kit so much that I can't even just have it be a robot. But also, I wasn't going to display that kit anyway. And now it's just parts. Maybe someday I will take parts from that and kit bash. That's going to go in my parts bin. And that's it. We're going to go raid. We're going to hang out with Sebmal. Thanks to everybody for being here. I hope you have a great night. I'll see you in the next one tomorrow night for some Pokemon. We'll get some Pokemon right now. Bye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.